Hello, everybody. I think we are almost ready to get this started. And by almost ready, I mean ready, except I have to make sure that you guys can hear Morgan. Can you hear Morgan? Is everybody able to hear Morgan? David, help me out here.
David.
All right. Here you buzz. Oh, god damn it. I got. Davey Vampire, you fucking got me. God damn it. I didn't get your joke until I started reading it. Oh, man. All right. Awesome. We're ready to go. Hello, everybody. I'm Ren, a very stupid English master student who can't tell jokes until they're done reading them. I'm here with Morgan.
Hello, I am Morgan. I do anthropology stuff. And I'm here. Yep.
Fantastic. Morgan, would you like to read our land acknowledgement before we get started?
I can do that. So, here in Milwaukee, we acknowledge that we live and work on traditional Potawatomi, Ho-Chunk, and Menominee homelands along the southwest shores of Michigami, part of North America's largest system of freshwater lakes, where the Milwaukee, Menominee, and Kinnickinnic rivers meet, and the people of Wisconsin's sovereign Anishinaabe, Ho-Chunk, Menominee, Oneida, and Mohican nations remain present.
Awesome. All right. Well, where we last picked up, we had just killed Sybil and integrated her into the Transistor and gotten this lovely tool.
Sybil was quite simple.
Yeah. We also lost Jaunt, unfortunately. But we'll get that back in the next access point. So I'm going to quickly just do some integrations here. We're going to get slot help in on one of our other ones, which helps. Active effect is basically that it will prevent other... Well, actually, hold on. Let me show you its active effect slot first. You might find this interesting. And then we can select bounce and attach it to another upgrade slot just to check that out too. We'll get John back as soon as possible, of course. But yeah, we're continuing onward after the first boss battle and away from the tutorial. So here we go.
Here we go.
Yep.
Away!
Yeah, there's a lot of interstitials where you're in vehicles in this game. I could also make the boat jump in this one. Yeah, so now we have to hunt down the Camerata so we can figure out what the fuck's going on at all. Who are kind of the group of corporate overlords that are doing their thing to Cloudbank.
Okay.
Yeah, they all wear red and white, which aligns them with the process. It's very good graphic design. They get a lot of mileage out of those portraits, which is, of course, something that they do in Hades and later games as well, you know? All right, so we have attached to our stuff, we have Breach, Crash, and now we can summon a dog. Check this boy out.
Doggo.
Yep, we summon a dog. I tend not to use that skill very much because it's super expensive. Okay, and we got this camera process going on.
Cameras. The hallmark of any dystopian future.
Yep. So we're just gonna knock out one of them. I can't jaunt until we get to another access point, which is really gonna suck. But these guys are relatively easy to not worry about. I don't know where my friend is. Oh well. We'll just kill him. The environments change up a little bit, although kind of part of this whole thing is that the process is converting the world, so, you know, it starts looking uniform up to a point. David points out that is fun to throw cameras in because, you know, it's going back to the surveillance concept.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then now we have access to this as well, and this is very important. This is the back door, which is, of course, in reference to kind of like the back door to a program or hacking or a firewall or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a ball here. It's great. You can also rest and sometimes hear extra, you know, story bits. This whole area is very vaporwave.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, I think it looks really nice. I mean, like, it's hard to like build a space like this and it not to look terribly trite. But I think they've done an okay job, you know?
Yeah.
But so the real reason for the back door is not just for you to run into this weird place and just kind of hang out for a sec. It's that this is the equivalent of Bastion's weapon challenges, where you unlock more stuff for your weapons by doing, you know, whatever the challenge is. In this case, they give you a preset, pre-built set of functions, and you have to succeed in whatever the thing is within a certain amount of time. So for this, it is we have to beat all the process within the time limit. Actually, I guess I should have used bounce for that. Let's undo all of this, because I probably can use bounce to hit these guys from afar. Yep. So, like, yeah, this is a lot of, like, this one's a lot of, like, figuring out how to do crowd control, basically.
Yeah.
And they teach you things about how certain aspects of the transistor work. But really, I feel like these are, you know, your challenge modes, basically. And we're out of range there. Okay, we'll do that, and we'll walk over here and throw that down. Hopefully that'll help clear that. And obviously, you really don't want shit respawning in this mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be good, and that'll be good, and that should be the challenge. I think. There might be one more bad cell running around here somewhere, but we've got enough time. Yeah, there we go.
So they're kind of like little training challenges bits.
Yep, and you unlock music for them that you can play in the backdoor area. So, you know, you could always buy the soundtrack separately if you wanted to for this game on Steam. But if you for some reason didn't want to, all the game music is accessible in the game itself.
Yeah, just stand there and hang out.
Mm-hmm. You may also notice one of the little weeds is popping out of the vinyl and wiggling back and forth. I love
adorable.
that detail. It's so cute. I mean, that's the thing about the process, right? Is that like they're terrifying because of what they do, not because of how they look. They look pretty cute, all things considered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I guess is kind of like that apple chic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like flat colors, big kind of emblem that's like very enigmatic, or not enigmatic, very obvious, very like central to the design. It's very user-friendly looking, and then at the end of the day, it's actually like, you know, pain in the ass. All right, here we go. So now we've got our jaunt back. So let's deprogram all of our stuff and rebuild with jaunt in mind. I'm gonna put jaunt back in to its main slot, and I'm gonna put bounce on jaunt again so I can use it as a, you know, use it out of combat. And then from there, I don't really care what we do because we have none of my favorite shit outside of that, except for load is fun. As far as crowd, I can use the dog if you want me to use the dog. I don't know what your preference is, or if you have a preference.
Whatever works.
All right, cool. I'll do breach. We'll throw crash on breach, which should give it stun duration. That's very nice. We'll do load, and I'll try spark on load this time instead of the other way around. We'll see what happens there. And then we also have limiters now, which I have promised I will use by doing this as a 100% run. Limiters are the equivalent of the god statues in Bastion. They are harder in this game. This one will give 2% XP bonus. The process will spawn shielded cells when terminated, which is really annoying. But and it warns you every time that the process gets stronger whenever you add a limiter. So we're going to do that because I'm horrible and I hate myself, and also because, you know, I promised to do this 100%. So that should stun them all out for a second and a half about, which isn't a lot of time, but it's enough that I can make some decisions. Oh yeah. So when you apply load basic instead of doing what we did before, what it does is it creates a set of packets, and then when an enemy comes in contact with those packets, they detonate.
Okay.
The other option with them is I can actually launch a breach through it, and that will, well, you'll see. That'll pop the packets like that. So now we're getting into some of the abilities to have some kind of comboing going on. So if I load here and then I breach straight through that, and then let's say I just jaunt over here, then now I've got a combo where those packets are now going to launch in that direction and then blow up. But yeah, we'll get into some dumb shit later, but for now, you know, this is more or less the what we can do. There we go. Nice. And then we want to just wait until, hang out here until these things are unshielded. Actually, I can't remember if I have to break their shields or not. I might have to break them. Let's find out. Yeah, I do. Okay. Yeah, so now it always takes an extra hit to do that. And then we'll just do this, and that should do it. So yeah, now the game is a lot about like setups and that sort of stuff. As you increase limiters, you have to play better. I've never played this game on all limiters, so when we get there, I'm sure I'll be like SOL, and that'll be fun. But you know, I have played. I'm not even sure. You probably can't get all the limiters in a single run. That's how it works in Bastion. You cannot get to max difficulty in a single run, unfortunately. They want you to have played a little bit more for that.
Now, for like for limiters and stuff, do you get those just as you go? They're like upgrades, or is it kind of like the progressively, as you get, you know, as you continue through the thing and complete objectives, the game gets harder? Is it kind of like a difficulty curve, or?
Well, it's more like as you complete through the game and you complete objectives, you have the option of making the game harder. You do not have to ever take a limiter, you know? So you decide how much difficulty you actually want to create for yourself.
Okay.
But, you know, the other thing about this is that I think you get them actually from the backdoor challenges, but I'm not sure. They may also be locked to how many access points you reach. I'm just, you know. What is interesting is that in Bastion you had to select your, you know, they came from God Idols, so you'd build a part of the Bastion, and then from there you could, you know, oh boy, here we go. So I'll load once and then breach through that, and we'll try to blow this thing off. Oh, great. This is about the worst combo we could have gotten. Fucking cheerleader. Yep, so we want this thing dead immediately, because I can't stand that thing. They're also, the processors are also given pretty approachable names for the most part, which I think is interesting. Oh god. Don't respawn. It said no. Pop through there just in case it's got a shield. It's possible. I might just not be able to see its shield for some reason. Well, the process have pretty approachable names, which, you know, I guess is like good commenting when you're programming or something, right? But it's more than that, right? Than just that. Like I think on some level it's this like weird, again, coming back to like that, talking about like the kind of Apple paradigm of, well, everything's got to be intuitive, you know, and accessible.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know, it's definitely been a design principle in the last, I don't know, especially in games in the last, I don't know, however long, that they want games to kind of become less, oh, we're going to be really hard and force you to learn all this stuff on your own, and kind of tended towards, we want you to continue to play the game and tutorializing and all that kind of stuff. And so it makes sense in a programming sense as well as a game sense, that you're like, hey, I want my players to actually understand what's going on and not have to, you know, look up guides or anything.
Yeah,
it definitely was a thing for a long time. That games just, there were some games that just didn't explain anything. And you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna pound my head against this and see what I can do.
This, I have like no cover here. Oh my god. Yeah, there is one of my things. I need to like figure out how to work this, figure out how to do all this stuff while maintaining better cover. That's the big thing here. So that handles that bitch. Luckily, it looks like we lost the load, which is not as bad, since I'm not really consistently able to get loads better abilities off anyway. And again, part of this is figuring out like, oh, well, you know, what works, you know? Because the bad cells, like everything in this game is far stronger than you. Yeah, that should kill off all of those guys. And then I think all that's left is just this cell, which we can take out in real time. There we go. Sweet. Yeah, so there we go. But yeah, I mean, certainly it helps keep everything, like, if something's called a cheerleader, it's like, okay, well, it makes some sense as to what it's doing, right?
Yeah.
And David points out... sorry, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, David points out, like, the camera shots as well being, like, a fun little mechanic, but also that helps you understand what the point of those enemies are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of cements the enemies in the game world instead of just them being random enemies.
Yeah, that you just happen to bump into. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, this thing. Those guys are in too. Here we go. Here we go. I love these guys. And by love, I mean, god damn it.
They kind of look like the turrets from Portal.
That is, I mean, that's exactly what you're supposed to read. These guys lob explosives at you. They're very annoying. Honestly, what I need is something that could extend the range of my jaunt. I think that's what I really am looking for and I'm not getting. I'm gonna play around with the loadout next time and see if I can improve jaunt a little bit. Because it's kind of my bread and butter. There we go. Since there's only 2 of them, we should be fine to just kill in real time. Whoop.
Bonk.
Yeah, the transistor's got some weight to it. I love the sound design there, you know? It works out really well. We also get tangible upgrades for user levels, which is really nice. Because, oh boy, yeah, they're called cluckers, which is fantastic. I should also be doing more backstabs. Oh, great, the weeds are back. They are fun, I love them. Like, that's the thing, is all of the enemy types are like, oh great, it's this jerk again, but also you're kind of cool looking, so you can hang out, I guess.
Yeah. Bap, bap, bap.
That should... Oh, yeah, I can't pop the shield in the same. Oh, boy. All right, that's taking damage. All right, I'll jaunt out of this and then just pop the clucker. But yeah, this game is super satisfying to play because when you don't lose anything and you're just like lining up everything perfectly, it's like hell yeah, you know?
Yeah.
It's really easy just to get super into when you got things right. And I'm not like playing perfectly right now for sure. I'm gonna grab Mask because Mask upgrades functions backstabbing abilities. Also, we now can add more passive slots, and we get a limit. Okay, so limiters are all levels. So we can either get a limiter that spawns twin cells when terminated, or a limiter that increases the power of the process when they hit you. I'd rather have to deal with more cells, to be honest. So I'm gonna grab Abundance, because like I said I was gonna do this 100%, which means I technically have to apply all the limiters I get as I get them. Oh yeah, so this is a weird little OVC one, right? You can choose the color of the sky. Do you have a preference?
Burnt orange sounds nice.
Burnt orange sounds nice. Yeah. Results will be posted in 6 more days. Only 27 days till the solstice. So, you know, this is in a rather upper class district, right? So it's fun to see the kind of ways that the automation of this world has changed it.
Yeah.
And that's certainly, I think, part of the whole thing. So as you unlock new stuff from here, we can kind of look at new stuff. Let me turn on this limiter. Also, as you use the limiter, you get information about the enemies that you're talking about. So, you know, we learn things about what the bad cells are from this one. This one will tell us more about the young ladies, which are fun.
The young ladies.
Mm-hmm. So that's fun. Everything kind of feeds back into itself somehow. We do have Sybil's information as well, which is fun. And we can figure out more of like what's going on. So let's see what else we can do. Let me just go ahead and re-put together everything here. So yeah, so now we have passive. And what passive does is it globally changes how everything works for you, right? So here it makes us immune to slow and disable, and decreases user damage, which is really good. But you'll notice that other functions also have, this one increases the amount of time you have to plan. This one increases, you know, it creates doubles of you that can help you like avoid people. If you put Jaunt here, it decreases your cooldown speed. Now, why, you know, obviously you could do that, but I'm not really sure why you would do that, you know? As for help, if you put in this function, it, yeah, it creates a new active feature called Kill, which just does 500 damage to an enemy instantly. It's it's just a big fuck off move. And whenever you kill somebody while you have mask up, you get extra movement speed on elimination. So there's a lot of like interesting things that critically change how you play the game.